Mike Tyson vs. Jake Paul live updates, results and analysis. Mike Tyson takes on Jake Paul in an 8-round heavyweight match at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, on Friday night, Netflix, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The fight, sanctioned by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, will be contested at 2-minute rounds and both fighters will wear 14-ounce gloves instead of the regular 10-ounce gloves for heavyweight fights. Tyson, 58, and Paul, 27, the YouTuber-turned-boxer, were scheduled to meet on July 20, but the fight was postponed after Tyson received medical attention during a flight from Miami to Los Angeles in May for an ulcer flare-up. Tyson, 50-6 with 44 knockouts, became the youngest heavyweight champion at age 20 in 1986, and a year later he had unified all 3 major belts to become undisputed champion. He made 6 defenses of the 3 belts until losing in a historic upset to James "Buster" Douglas by 10th round KO in February 1990. Paul, 10-1 with 7 knockouts, started his boxing career in 2020 with 6 consecutive victories, fighting mostly against former MMA fighters. Paul's only loss came against Tommy Fury in February 2023, but he has won 3 straight fights since. On the co-main event, undisputed junior welterweight champion, and ESPN's number 2 pound-for-pound fighter, Katie Taylor, takes on 7-division champion and number 3 ranked Amanda Serrano in a rematch of their memorable fight at New York's Madison Square Garden in April 2022. Taylor, 23-1 with 6 knockouts, defeated Serrano, February 1, 47-31 KOs, by split decision with scorecards of 96-93, 97-93, and 94-96. It was the first time a women's unification title fight headlined an event at a sold-out Garden. What was built as the biggest fight in women's boxing history, lived up to the expectations. The all-action bout was ESPN's 2022 Women's Fight of the Year. Stay here for live updates, fight results, and round-by-round analysis. Mike Tyson, even at 58 years old, continues to shape boxing. Having covered Mike Tyson since his most famously unsanctioned bout, a pre-dawn TKO of Mitch "Blood" Green at an after-hours clothing boutique in Harlem, New York, on August 23, 1988, and having spent the past 3+ years anatomizing his ascent as a biographer, I've been getting a lot of calls, all posing the same basic question. Is this thing real? It's real enough. What a spokesperson from the Texas Commission of Licensing and Regulation assures me is a professional, sanctioned bout with Jake Paul, live from AT&T Stadium, Friday on Netflix. Still, the cynicism comes as no surprise. It's boxing, after all, where real fights can be effectively scripted, and often are, in the matchmaking. Also, it's Tyson, for whom state-run boxing bureaucracies have always been compliant. In this case, Texas signed off on the Tyson-Paul request for 14-ounce gloves, instead of the heavyweight standard 10 ounces, and 8 2-minute rounds, instead of the standard 3 minutes across 10 or 12 rounds for men. What's more, don't expect the state to enforce its prohibition of marijuana against Tyson, who, of course, swore he quit weed in preparation for this bout with the same zeal it did against, say, Keyshawn Davis, a rising star who forfeited a win after testing positive last year in Rosenberg, Texas. But all that misses the point. Actually, it misses them both. First, Tyson's is the greatest comeback I've ever seen, and likely ever will. By the time the city editor-Dispatch